Welcome to the GrayHawk DJC podcast. In today's podcast, we talk with Ashley Woodard, owner of Rosie's Beauty Spa in Arlington, Texas. We hope you enjoy the podcast. Hey Ashley, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. And how are you?
Pretty good. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I know, we haven't met before, and we reached out to you. So what made you want to do this, I guess?
When you want to start my business or talk to you?
Come and do the show, I guess.
A little bit of I want to get my business out there more, and I want to step out my comfort zone.
Okay.
Like you said, I've done it a few times before, but I still get nervous. And one day I do want my business to be huge to where I have to go on like Ellen's show or somewhere. So I'm trying to get better at this and be more open to doing it. Because at first I was like, no, then I'm like, just do it.
So when you are on Ellen, just remember where you started from. Okay. So, but thank you for coming again. And how about we start with tell us about yourself, where you're from, where you grew up, and let the audience kind of get to know you better. Yeah.
Okay. Like he said, my name is Ashley Woodard. Well, Ashley Hunt. I formally got married a few months ago.
Oh, congrats.
Thank you. I grew up in Fort Worth, Texas, with my parents, my mom, my dad. I have a twin sister, and I also have two older sisters and an older brother. Okay. I'm 27 years old. I am the owner of Rosie's Beauty Spa, where we are currently. I am a licensed esthetician, so I focus more on skincare, but we also provide massage services and waxing services, and I also have an organic skincare line.
So when you're growing up, did you always want to own a business, or what did you think you were going to do when you were 27?
It's crazy because I've always been all over the place. Right. Like I'll start something and then I'll be like, I don't want to do that anymore. And then I'll start something else and I'm like, I don't want to do it anymore.
What were some of the things you did?
I've always been into like crafting. So I used to paint nails. I thought I wanted to be a nail tech when I was younger. I was really good at math. Once upon a time, I thought I wanted to be a math teacher. But growing up, I realized I really don't like kids. So that was out the question. And then I got into sewing. So I got always been into like crafting. So I've always had like a creative mind. I always liked making things. So I never thought I would be in this field, but I always know I want to be a business owner. Okay. Just the type of person I am. I'm hard with following instructions or following directions, and I'm just, like I said, I'm all over the place sometimes, so I lose interest very fast, but then I grew a passion for skincare, so I can see myself doing this for a couple more years. I haven't just ventured off yet. Okay. But growing up, I never thought that I would be doing this. But
I see that a lot. Like people who own their own businesses, when they're saying that they're growing up, they were all over the place. They didn't really know what they wanted to do. They found what they like, and now they're kind of growing something they love, right? So, what made you? So you always knew you wanted to start a business, or?
Growing up, my dad, he was always an entrepreneur, so I seen him, what he done, and things like that. So I kind of feel like I always knew that I always tell people it's in my blood to be an entrepreneur, but I knew for sure I wanted to be a business owner when I was my last year of college. I took an entrepreneur course, and I just fell in love. Like, we had to write a business plan. I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. And then after I took that class, I wrote my own business plan. But actually, I wanted to have a hair salon, not a hair salon, a beauty supply store. Okay. I used to want a beauty supply store, and I tried to do that at the college I was at, because I went to Tarleton University. Okay. I don't know if you know where that's at. A lot of people don't.
I've heard of Tarleton. They're like, I saw a commercial like in their second year of Division I football. Yeah. And they're playing Southern Utah, so I heard them on the radio. But
it's out in Stephenville, and it's not really a lot out there. So I was trying to figure out something to, I guess, putting that beauty supply store out there, it would make a lot of revenue because they didn't have that. Right. So that's what, when that class, it just got my wheels turning. I'm like, this is what I want to do.
Why beauty supply though? Where'd you get that idea from?
Just because it wasn't something that was there. And then I liked when I was there, I found a passion for hair. So I actually started braiding hair in my dorm room.
Oh, wow. So you had a side hustle. Oh,
but
wow,
they didn't have any beauty supply stores down there for me to get supplies. So I'm like, open up a beauty supply store so everyone can come spend their money with you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Instead of driving back to Fort Worth to get things or ordering online, I wanted to have that there. So I tried to do that, but after I graduated, I just was like, I'm going home.
You didn't want to stay in Seaverville?
Yeah, I didn't want to stay there because I felt like if I opened the business there, I would have to stay there for at least a couple years until I got it running and had employees and stuff. But once I graduated, I was like, I'm going home.
Okay. So you're back at home. What are you doing now after you graduated?
After I graduated, I was still braiding hair. I graduated with a business degree in business administration and a minor in management. So of course I tried to put my degree to use and get a job. But most of the jobs that reached out to me was sales. And I really didn't want to do that because most of the time you get paid off commission.
Right.
And at the time, I didn't feel like that was the best thing to do. I'm thinking, I graduated, I need all the money, I need a high paying job. But most of the jobs, it's like either they say, you're overqualified, or they say you have to start at the lower level. And I'm thinking like, I just got this degree, I have loans, I need to be making money. But it didn't, like jobs and stuff, it wasn't what I was looking for. And then a few months after I graduated, I had a woman, I knew her before she asked me to come work at her salon, but she saw that I was braiding. She was like, hey, come braid in my salon. And I'm just like, no, like I was scared. I was like, I don't want to because I didn't have any I had clientele, but it was just like friends and family that I knew that was supporting me, or they just wanted a quick braid style. Right. But I eventually gave in and I went to work for her at her salon, and I was just doing braiding styles, like adding in extensions or kids braiding styles, and just strictly braiding straps.
And these are strangers now? Yeah. How did you feel your first day? How was your first day?
My first day was kind of, what's the word? I felt a little defeated because I had to pay booth rent and only had one customer.
Oh, no.
And I'll never forget, I had one customer and the style was $50 and my booth rent was like $85. So I lost because I had to pay more than I made. So it was kind of like, this is how this is gonna go. But I wound up staying around. My clientele grew a lot, and I was really successful with braiding hair.
How long did that take before you started getting people to come back? And
I would say about a year. Okay. Because like once people saw that I was there, they kind of was like, I want to go support her. But as I was working there, it was other people in the salon too, and I was able to learn from them because they've been doing hair for years. So as I was there, I got better and better. So my clientele grew more, and I had more customers. Before I knew it, I was booked all the time.
So do you think you grew because you had a natural salesmanship there, or were you getting better at what you're doing?
I feel like it's kind of both. Like, I feel like I've always had a supportive family, supportive friends. So once I got better, they was, word of mouth. They was telling people, I got my hair done here. So more and more people were starting to come. Okay. So I feel like it was both.
Okay. So how long were you doing this for then?
From 2016 to almost 2019. It was almost 3 years. Okay. So as I was doing hair, I started having problems with my skin. So that made me look into like getting a skincare regimen. Because growing up, I never really just had a regimen or just needed like skin. Well, now that I know, I should have been doing it, but it was never just something like, I have to cleanse, tone, moisturize every day. So as I got older, I started having skin problems. So that made me go to different stores trying to find different skincares to take care of my skin, and I wound up burning my skin from trying different stuff. Oh, wow. So that made me do research, and I got into natural products and stuff, and I started making my own products. So after that, for a little bit, I'll always post about it, and people, they'll, it sparked their interest, and they'll ask me about it. So I'm like, let me, start trying to bottle this stuff and sell it. Right. So I started off with scrubs first, and then people started asking me more and more questions. So I did more research, and then I started doing like the face kits and the lotions and the what else did I do?
So you're literally mixing stuff at home and researching and finding out what the best stuff is.
Yeah. So starting off, it was a lot of trial and error, because of course I'm just doing my own research and mixing together stuff and trying it on myself and trying to see how long it lasts. And with it being like natural, I would just do like little sizes of stuff because it really don't last long because it don't have any preservatives and stuff. So after that, it just took off from there, really.
Are you putting this on social media? Is that your main form of advertising?
Yeah, Facebook. Okay. At the time, it was just Facebook. And, I was going live like this, telling people about different essential oils and different lotions for their skin and things like that. So how much
time were you researching? You think every day? How much time do you think you were researching?
When I wasn't at the salon, I was online looking up stuff. Probably, I used to stay up late because I was living in my parents' house, and I'd be in the kitchen with the blender trying to be like low and stuff, but it was still loud. Because I would do hair from like 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then I go home and I was mixing up stuff and probably go to bed like 1 a.m. So
what do you think kept you just going? Like, why didn't you think about not doing it anymore? What kept you just driving at it?
I think just being young with nothing else to do. Like when I was probably 22, 23.
Okay.
So I didn't have any kids. Like I said, I stayed with my parents. I really didn't have nothing to do.
Did you think it was gonna end up as something while you were doing this? Or were you just having fun?
At the moment, it was just having fun.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just having fun. Because, like I said, where I grew up, it wasn't really, like skincare wasn't really a big deal. So it's like I didn't have anybody to look up to, or I didn't see anybody like popular to where I thought it would turn into this big brand. So at the moment, it was something that was just fun. And then like a few years after doing it, with a lot of trial and error, that sparked my interest to go to school. So I came up with this brand idea that I was going to go to esthetician school, get my license, and I was going to open a storefront. And I was going to have this skincare line, I was going to have workers, and I was going to have them like doing the facials and stuff and selling the products for the products that I had. But I wound up going to school and I like loved doing facials. So I stopped doing hair and I started doing facials. So it goes back to that thing where I'm just hopping from thing to thing, because I just always find a passion for stuff and just be like, oh, I like this is fun, let me keep doing this. Yeah, so it started off as a hobby, but now I'm just like, it's something I'm really passionate about. And like I have tons of product now. So started off with like 4 products, now we have like almost 40. So
now you're out of the skincare school. What are you doing after that?
So now I run the spa full time. I on Tuesdays, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I'm in the treatment room providing facials, and then on Wednesdays I am in the warehouse restocking product, make sure we have containers in stock, make sure we have product in stock, and Sundays and Mondays I'm off.
Where did you get the idea for Rosies then?
My grandma. My grandma's name is Rosie Mae Price. So I just named my business after her.
So you're out of skincare school and you're like, I'm going to start my own business.
And it's crazy. I literally opened the spa before I graduated.
Really?
Because
this location here?
We actually was down the street, probably 10 minutes back towards the other way on Cooper, towards I think this is north. The other way. So I actually opened a location there first, and it was just like a small building under 1,000 square feet, had 2 rooms and a kitchen area and a lobby. And I was there for a little bit under a year, and after a year the business just grew so fast that we had to move to a bigger space.
So how'd you get the money to start the first location then?
From doing hair.
From doing hair. So you saved all that up, and you had a nice savings to open up a storefront.
Because like I said, I was still living with my parents, so I was just saving. They were so nice. They didn't make me pay bills.
That's awesome.
My parents didn't make me pay bills, so I was just saving all my money, and like I worked all the time, so I didn't really go out, or I didn't really buy a lot of things, so I was just saving money.
So you're going to facial school to be an esthetician, right? You're doing hair, so you're working full time. You're saving the money, and then you're like, I'm gonna open up a storefront.
Yep.
Wow. Like, were you scared? Were you worried?
Yeah, definitely.
How did you feel when you did that? Like,
so, well, working in a salon, probably a few months, I was going back and forth because, of course, by this time now I had moved out from my parents' house when I was working at the salon. Okay. So I was working at the salon, I was paying booth rent each week, and then I had my own apartment. I was living by myself, so I had apartment rent. And then I went to esthetician school, and since I already was a college graduate, I couldn't get any financial aid. So I was paying for school out of pocket too. Wow. So
And you were still able to save money for the store.
So I saved $10,000 for the store, and I went. It's a place downtown Fort Worth, and it's like a I forgot the name of it, but you go for like business. They help you plan out your business. Okay. And I went in there and told them, I was like, I had $10,000 on the open store, and they laughed at me. Why? Because they was like, it's going to cost you $6,000 just for the store sign. So I got a little bit discouraged, but it didn't stop me. I still pressed forward and was able to open a store. Cause starting off small, I used up all my money. Like I literally risked it all in. Because I was like, I'm gonna spend all this money and I'll make it back the first month. Thinking, well, my mind was like, I wrote down how much it would cost, how much my bills, and I'm like, I can make that back the first month. So in my mind, I was going to be living like, well, I don't get a check, but it would have been paycheck to paycheck until like the money was really flowing in. So I took a big chance with opening the spa, but I knew it was something that I wanted to do. Okay. So that it didn't stop me.
When you first opened, what were the services you offered at the spa then?
When I first opened it, just because I was fresh out of school, I was offering a lot. I was doing facial, I was doing waxing, but I was also still braiding hair. Okay. Yeah, because when I opened up the salon, I still had hair clientele, but I was growing my facial clientele. Right. So I was literally doing hair, and then when I get facials, I would do them. But at the time, I was still mainly doing hair, just because I had that clientele. So.
And this is all at your new place, not at the old place.
Okay. This is all at the new place.
So they knew you had gone and opened up your own store. Okay.
Well, actually, I skipped the part when I was in school. It was getting hard paying rent, paying booth rent, and paying for school. So I wound up leaving the salon and working from home. Okay. So that kind of saved me some money because it was expensive paying for school out of pocket. Okay. So I was able to take out the booth rent, just work from home and make money there. So I was able to still pay my rent and pay for school.
So were the people coming to your house and you were offering your services at your home? Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay. That was kind of risky too. I started doing it on people I knew, or I wasn't taking any new clients. Right. I didn't want people in people I didn't know in my home. So
how long did that last for?
It wasn't long because I didn't feel comfortable. It was probably 3 months. Okay. Yeah, and that's another reason that pushed me to hurry up and open the spa. Right. Because I wanted to have the people. I mean, it's safer too. Right, you don't want to be doing business out of your home. Right. So I didn't do it for a long time, only for a few months.
So what are the costs when you put the spa together? You have the rent, I guess.
Yeah. So of course you have the overhead. I had to buy all the furniture.
Equipment, I guess.
Yeah, equipment, utilities.
Okay.
And that security, alarm, cameras. I think that was about it.
And it was just you at this point?
When I first started off, it was just me. Okay. And maybe a few months later, I hired another esthetician in the other room, so she paid booth rent. So they kind of helped bring in more income from her paying booth rent. And then we will host events called Spy-a-thon, and that's when we work literally from sun up to sundown, and I have vendors come in and they pay me to be there, and so they sell their stuff. And I also started making natural juices. I was trying to get income from everywhere.
So let me get this straight. You're running the store, you're doing all your clients, and then you're also trying to put a product line together on the side. When are you sleeping? When are you?
Never.
Okay, how long did that last for?
It lasted about a year.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really hard. Like I was dedicated. I didn't have a life. I literally just did the spa all day long.
Okay.
Like I would work during the day, and then at night we'll close and I refill products, restock the shelf. But at this time I'm also researching stuff because I feel like now I just got my product line perfect, but over the time I've always changing it because I will learn something new and I would want something new, or I try to stay up with the seasons and things like that. So I've always was researching and things like that. So it's like my brain would never turn off. Right. Yeah. So it was it was hard to sleep, but I'm getting better now. Now that I've been in business for 2 years, I mean, my brain it's still hard to control it, but I do get more rest. Like rest is important for me now. Because when I first started off, I was working every day except Sundays because I have to go to church. But now I do have off days and I delegate my time better. Okay. That I'm more like established, but.
When you first opened, though, you don't have any products yet, right? Or do you?
No, I have products.
And so you're selling products and you're servicing your clients. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Actually, I had when I was at the salon, I was selling products and having clients like come in and get products while I'm working. I had a hair oil, and I felt that was something different from skincare that I had because like I said, I was braiding hair, so I wanted to have something to provide to the customers after they got their braids and stuff to moisturize their scalp. Okay. So I was selling products this whole time.
When do you have time to make the product and then bottle it and put it on the shelf and all that stuff?
After hours. Okay. Yeah. We spend a few hours after we close and we restock products and label them and things like that. Right. So
how long did it take before you're like, I'm doing really well, I'm getting comfortable when you first launched?
I would say just now.
Okay.
Like starting off, when I first opened the salon, like I said, because I was changing stuff, I can notice like my customers would be like up and down, or I have those customers that be like, oh, I love that product, why'd you get rid of it? But I'm like, well, I had another customer tell me they didn't like it. Right. So I feel like it was always up and down because I was changing and I was, I was always trying to make it better. I wanted the best. I wasn't just trying to sell stuff just to make money. I wanted the best. Right. So I feel like it's just now where I'm getting comfortable, where I have a consistent, of course I want more, but I have like a consistent flow of orders being placed daily and having clients when I am available in the treatment room.
How are you advertising right now? What's driving the people to you?
Word of mouth, mostly, and then social media. Like we're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. I'm trying to get more into YouTube because people, they love the extraction videos. Okay. Like when I'm getting out the stuff in people's skin. So I am trying to.
I see that a lot. Why do people, I don't understand why people like that. But they love that stuff.
Yep. So I am trying to get more on YouTube. Okay. So I want to grow like my subscribers, but mainly word of mouth. Like as people get their service, of course they're posting pictures and telling their friends and things like that in social media, Facebook, Instagram.
All right. So you're kind of comfortable now. What's your average day like right now? When you wake up in the morning, what do you do? My
average day when I have to work, I try to get up an hour and a half before I have to be here if I'm not hitting snooze. I try to wake up, eat breakfast. I'm not really big on breakfast, but I try to just because I know that I need to fuel in the morning. Right. And then I try to get to the spa 30 minutes before so I can have the laundry brought in, and I set up my room and just try to, de-breeze. I don't want to come straight in and be working on the client. So I try to get here a little early so I can set up and stuff. I take 7 to 8 clients a day, back to back. So from 10 to 6, I'm doing facials all day. Okay. And then at 6 o'clock we close, and then I come to the warehouse and we're stocking products, and then I try to get home about 8 or 9, so my husband's not complaining that I'm coming home too late. So I try to get home about 8 or 9, and then relax with him for a little bit and go to bed and start all over again.
And you mentioned your product lines, you're happy with it right now. So you're not formulating things anymore, or are you still doing that?
No, I'm satisfied with it right now. Oh, I forgot to add, we do have a juice business. So some nights I will literally do facials all day, come back, do the products, go home and juice, and then go to bed.
So what's the juice business like? What is that?
We sell organic juices, so it's strictly just fruit and vegetables, cold pressed together to make a juice.
Is that when someone comes in, they can get that? Or, okay.
Yep. All right. So we're trying to be more consistent with it now, because I've always been off and on just because I didn't have a lot of time. But now that I have help, we're trying to be more consistent with it now. But I eventually want to have a juice store, like a separate thing from this. But right now we're just trying to stick with being consistent.
All right. So where do you see Rosies in a year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now? What are you planning?
A year from now, I see us expanding. I do want more locations. I just have to, I'm so bad about just having my hand in everything. I have to pull back and hire more people and trust more people and able to have more locations. So I am working on that now. I do want to open another location. I see myself doing that in a year. In 3 years, I see us having my vision is to turn this into a full fulfillment center. Like right now we're just back here, but I see myself like having the front room with boxes, and then the other room, people packaging and all that stuff, like having a full out team so we can produce more products. And we have the UPS truck pulling up, taking the packages, so we have so many orders. That's something that I see in 3 years. And then 5 years, I want everything running without me here. I just want to be enjoying my family, checking in once a month, I'll probably check in more than that. But I just want everything to literally be on, what's the word? Just functioning without me here.
Will you stop doing facials and stuff at that point? Okay.
Like I love doing it, but sometimes it does kind of like, dealing with a lot of clients and stuff, it kind of makes my anxiety flare. So like I love doing it, but I just picture a stress-free life with having like customers, having staff doing the facials and stuff, and then having the staff running the products, and just have everything running without me. Okay.
So in the future though, you vision there'll still be a spa where people come in and get treatment, and then they can buy your products here, and then right now they can order stuff too online, right? Through your website. Yep. Okay.
Oh, I also want to be in commercial stores like Target and things like that. Okay. I'm not really a fan of Walmart. But like the Targets, Ultas.
Have you started that process yet, or are you reaching out to anyone?
I've done the research, but I haven't done more just because right now it's me and my mom. So I feel like it's hard enough fulfilling the orders with just our customers. And like with my, I've skipped that part. I stopped making the products myself. I have like manufacturers and things like that now.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, so
so they ship it here and then you ship it back out. So this is the fulfillment center right now.
Basically.
Okay. All right.
Yep. So with that, when COVID hit, that kind of put a break on everything. Like it was taking months for us to restock products. Right. So that kind of not discouraged, but kind of like made me step back from trying to get into stores just because we have a hard time keeping product in stock. So I don't want to get in stores and then we become that brand that's never in stock, and people, they stop shopping with us.
Has it gotten better?
A little bit. It has gotten a little better. It not completely. Cause like I said, when I first started out with a manufacturer, I place an order and the stuff is on its way here in a week. Now, like I said, it literally takes months for us to restock. So I'm waiting for that to get better. Or I started doubling up on my orders. So like our last order we placed a huge order. So I'm gonna try to do that more and see how that goes. And if we're able to get products in stock better, then I'm gonna move forward. We're trying to like get into stores. Like I looked into Target online. That's easy to do, but to actually be in stores, I want to actually have the product in stock to provide to the customers.
So your online business, is it still word of mouth, you think? Or are you doing any advertising, or is it like all social still?
I feel like it's word of mouth. Like I see people on Facebook, they'll ask me like, "Hey, what do y'all use for your skin?" Or I see people asking, like, "What can I use for this?" And I see people. It's kind of like social media and word of mouth. 'Cause I see people tagging us and stuff. So I feel like it's both.
Okay. Wow, that's awesome. So if someone were to come up to you and say, you know, I want to start my own business, any advice for them?
Definitely, if you want to start your own business, you have to be focused and trust the process.
Okay.
Because I see a lot of people, they say they want to start their own business because they may see like someone running their own business and successful, but they don't realize that it don't always start out that way. So I would tell people to definitely stay focused. If it's something that you want to do your research. Like, don't just do it just because the other person is doing it. Like, have a passion for it, do your research so you can make sure that your business is the best that it can be. And to be focused. Because I feel like if you're not focused on it, it's not going to be successful. It's not something that you just can treat like a hobby,
right?
In order for it to be successful, you really have to put your all into it for it to be successful.
Well, Ashley, I think your story is awesome. I mean, you said earlier on you were all over the place, but I feel like you're extremely focused. Like your story, you know, you're just grinding it out. You studied, you did your research. So, wow, there's some inspiration there. So,
thank you.
But thank you for doing this. Hopefully we can come back and maybe talk to you maybe about a year, see where you are, and then we'll just continue to follow you and see, you know, how you blow up one day, and then you can say you knew us when. So, yeah. But thank you very much for this.
Thank you so much for having me.